Finally, you found your dream home and you're ready to sign the contract. In order to compare the condition of the property before and after renting, you should take pictures as proof. You can avoid having to compensate for damage to the house, which was not your fault. Carefully check the information in the contract. Familiarize yourself with the rights and obligations of the landlord.
The landlord is obligated to hand over the apartment and furniture to the tenant, to ensure the legal leasing rights and that the leased property is not under dispute, to hand over the management of the water meter and electrical meter to the tenant, to make timely repairs to any defect related to the property due to normal wear and tear for which the tenant is not liable, to be responsible for undertaking procedures relating to the lease, including tax regulated by the government, and to complete the temporary residence registration for tenants in order to ensure the rental rights of the tenant according to Vietnamese law.
And don't forget your rights and obligations as the tenant. You are obligated
to provide a passport and visa copy to the landlord for temporary residence registration in adherence to Vietnamese law, to use the premises for the purpose stated, to obtain the consent of the owner to repair or renovate for a particular use, to be responsible for your own safety, personal liability, and that of your guests, to directly pay utility bills, including electricity, water, and services on time and in compliance with the rules and regulations of the Building Management Board and the Vietnamese government.
You should also be aware of contract violations, which may include
paying your rent late, violating the terms of health, fire safety, public security, and environment in contract, using incorrect personal information for any illegal purposes, not completing other obligations in the contract. There are terms of unilateral ending of the tenancy for you to note. When a party seriously violates its obligations, the other party has the right to terminate the contract unilaterally without any compensation for damage. The party who ends the contract must notify the other party immediately of its termination. The aggrieved party shall receive a compensation for damage caused by the violating party.
You should also check the duration of the contract. How long does your tenancy last? After the duration, each of the parties can offer to extend the lease. With a duration extension, the parties can negotiate to modify the terms as desired.
And finally, take note of the deposit term. A security deposit equivalent to 1 to 3 months' rent is typically given to the landlord. When you move to a new residence, the money is used to pay any outstanding rent, make repairs, and clean the house or apartment as necessary. At the termination of the lease, the landlord may refund the deposit to the tenant within 5 business days after moving out. The landlord could have a reason to settle the outstanding amount of rent or other claims in relation to the tenant as compensation for lost keys, incompletion of final cleaning, or other damages caused by the tenant.